Man, self-defense videos are garbage. They're garbage. I wanted to review this one in particular because it's got a nice coat of polish on it. There's some high production value behind the film. They got this cool logo. The video has a lot of views and a lot of positive feedback and comments. And it's garbage. And the most dangerous garbage is the garbage that people like. You eat a garbage diet, you'll be a garbage athlete, for example. If you feed yourself a diet of garbage self-defense techniques, you will not be able to legitimately defend yourself. You have to assume that your opponent is not an idiot. You have to assume that your attacker will not be a wimp and crumple up like a baby as soon as you poke him. Now, we tried this stuff out. We tried it out live, and it didn't work. Even when I allowed my training partner to get that grapevine and held him there and allowed him to attempt the groin strike, he couldn't land it because from that position it is biomechanically impossible to land your heel in somebody's groin when they're lifting you up from that position. It simply does not happen. It is fantasy wish fulfillment. I mean, watch the video. Watch this Krav Maga video. When they practice this technique, their heel doesn't get anywhere near the guy's groin. And even if it did, that is no guarantee that the attacker will let go. Expect a quick fall. Expect a quick drop, the guy says. Do not go into a fight expecting that your magic ninja technique is going to solve the problem. Go into a fight expecting a fight. Krav Maga videos like this make me think that Krav Maga is Hebrew for I've never been in a fight before. If I didn't know any better, that's what I would think. Man. My very first MMA fight, my first pro MMA fight, I got kicked in the groin. I clinched up with my opponent pretty early on, and he threw this thunderous knee right up in my groin. The referee didn't see it, and so the referee didn't stop it. And I kept going, and I won that fight. Watch those early UFC fights before they instituted the rules, when groin strikes were legal. The fighters acted way differently than they do now when they get hit in the groin. Today, fighters get a 5-minute break for a groin strike. That's a big advantage. You want to take that break. And so they'll play it up like, oh, I got hit in the groin, ref, give me that break. But 20 years ago, when it was legal, and the fighters got kicked or kneed or elbowed or whatever in the groin, they just keep going. Because, man, when you know you're in a fight and there's adrenaline going, man, pain is not enough to make somebody comply. Position is always much more important. That's the big problem with these self-defense videos, is that they do not emphasize position. So what should you do in this scenario if somebody rips you off your feet and throws you on the ground? Well, you better know how to grapple. If you don't know how to grapple, if that's not in your muscle memory, if you don't know wrestling, if you don't know jiu-jitsu, or something highly comparable to that, and if you're not fairly good at it, well, prepare to do the fish dance on the ground. So I made one of these videos, kind of poking fun at one of these terrible self-defense techniques, and I showed a option, do this instead, to escape from mount, and I showed an escape to half guard that you can use to get up and get out, and it's a great technique. I use it all the time. But the thing is, if all you do is watch that video, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I know it, you know it up here, you don't know it in here. Right? That's why I say take a jiu-jitsu class. Spend hundreds and thousands of hours practicing this stuff live. Practice position first, and practice it a lot, and practice it live. Because that's the only way you make it work. That is the only way you make it work. Fantasy, wish fulfillment, groin striking. I mean, that's right up there with magic pressure points. Saw this video the other day. It went viral over the internet. Split-second survival. These guys have some great, entertaining, horrible self-defense videos on the internet. And this lady, she touches this guy on the side of the head and said, essentially, now he's frozen. Because touching somebody right there will freeze your opponent, right? In Fantasyland, maybe it does, but on planet Earth, no. Oh, man. But if you've never spent a minute on the mat grappling live with real humans, I don't know, you might not know that. You might live in Fantasyland. So, again, that's a big problem with people who come from this self-defense tradition of making excuses. Oh, well, our techniques are too dangerous to practice live. Really? Groin strikes? Put on a Thai steel cup and see if you can even hit it. That's what we did. And we couldn't. Because again, like I said, it's a biomechanically impossible position to land a groin strike from. What actually happened is when I picked up Jourdan, my partner, his leg kind of slid up the side of my thigh a little bit, and nothing, absolutely nothing that would do any damage, and certainly nothing that would allow him to escape or make me let go. And, man, their follow-up, even if you get the grapevine, even if you somehow land that groin strike, and even if the guy lets go immediately, what is their follow-up plan? Do karate. Bah, 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 bah. I got news for you guys. If you want to do some kickboxing with a live, combative attacker, you best practice kickboxing. Just like grappling, you got to spend hundreds and thousands of hours doing that stuff live, or you're not going to be any good at it when push comes to shove. You're going to find out real quick what a knockout feels like. So get to a gym. Get to a gym with some good coaches and some good training partners, and spend some quality time there. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train. For real, guys, train.